as we're
Okay.
just
Oh, great.
talking, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Well, so first off, I guess what are your ties to Guam? I know that you family moved here some time ago. I guess what are your I know that you graduated here as well. So why don't you tell us a little
Yes,
bit about that?
my ties to Guam, my family came in 1968 and we lived in the village of Santa Rita. Then we moved to Pidi and then we moved to Mongmong, Hyundai, where we reside. And my parents still live here. My girlfriends from high school, I was a cheerleader at GW. I graduated '82. I saw them while I was here. My friend Phil Sablon has a shop here, Tatamona Tattoo. So my friends are still here. A lot of my friends are still here and they love Guam and I love Guam. And while I was driving today and just while I've been here, I go, this is how I was so inspired because it's just so beautiful. The mountains and the hills and the cliffs and the ocean and the colors and the people and the family and the food. It's just like, yeah, this is where it all came from. This is where it all started. So my ties to Guam are close. I went to Bishop, I went to Adelup, I went to Cathedral and graduated GW.
And I guess what brought your family?
My father was in the civil service and he came in '68, left it, stayed. Who wouldn't? So that's what brought us here.
And do you try to make it a point to come and visit as often as?
I do. So the last time I was here was 2012, now I'm back. And then prior, in the 90s and early 2000, I came back more often. So now I'm gonna make it a point as often as I can. When I get a break from work, our hours are long and we work hard, and so this is a good, relax, break, refresh, regroup. Best place to be.
Now, in regards to costume design, has it been something that you've always been interested in?
It has. Growing up here in Guam, I was always fascinated with television, and I was always fascinated by whatever they wear, whatever the actors wear, the news reporter. I was like, who dresses them? That's what I want to do. I don't know what it's called, So then when I went to college, I found out it was costume design, and Spike Lee was coming to my college, my university, Howard University, and he was coming there doing lectures. And I was like, oh, wait a minute, movies, director, costume designer. I put it together and I sent my resume as an intern to the costume designer, Ruth Carter, and she called me and I worked as an intern and I just worked my way up. But I was always fascinated with television and dressing the people. And it's just like you read a story, you read a book, and your imagination on how you would see that person. But it comes together because you have your executive producers, you have your showrunner, you have your actors. They all come together and build a character. So I go off of their notes and then my creative input as far as the costume is concerned on, how you would feel in this, how the character comes to life that way.
And what are some of the projects? I know that there's you have an extensive resume, but I guess what are some of the projects that you've worked on?
Well, right now I'm currently on Empire, which will air January 8th here on Guam, which is an excellent show. Taraji P. Henson, Terrence Howard, and it's Danny Strong and Lee Daniels, creative producers, executive producers, writers, directors. I worked on In Living Color through my career, just different projects that I worked on as a costumer and as a designer, just a whole long, just through the 90s on up. I'm trying to remember, but I worked on Read Between the Lines with Tracy Ellis Ross, and I worked on The Martin Show, and I worked on Cuts, and I worked on Between Brothers, and I'm trying to remember. You have to go online and Google me. I can't even, I should Google myself and figure out. I worked on Biker Boys, Reggie Blythewood, Derek Luke, Lawrence Fishburne. I worked on Fear of a Black Cat. Some movies that I started, my career, and I just worked and just learned and put in my, 1,000 hours, 1,000,000 hours, just hustle and my good God grind, just work, work, work. Work, family, just, our hours. We just get it in and work, and you learn as you go. And each job is a new experience, a new adventure. You learn more about it.
Throughout your career, have you ever been starstruck by anyone in particular?
You know what? Actually, I'm always starstruck. Inside, I'm like, oh. But, I'll be like, hello, nice to meet you. But Tracy Ellis Ross, Diana Ross's daughter. She's on Blackish right now on ABC. She's awesome, wonderful, great. Terrence Howard, Danny Strong, Lee Daniels, Taraji P. Henson. I worked with her on Baby Boy, John Singleton. I have a whole list. Really, I'm always excited and happy. Everybody I meet, I'm excited of all of them. They're great professionals, hardworking, creative people. Magic Johnson is great. I mean, oh my, so many. I work on commercials, I work on independent films, I work on student projects, you know, just doing what you love and having the passion to do it. You put it away how much it's going to pay, because sometimes it doesn't pay anything. You're just working for friends who have a project that they want to do. And I speak at schools, film schools, high schools. You know, I'm open. You know, I'd love to come back to Guam, speak at university, talk about film and just everything behind the film. Just be persistent and just get out there and just keep on doing it and keep on doing it. Find your niche, find what you love to do. But really, everyone I meet, I'm excited to meet them.
I was going to ask, you know, with such, even though Guam is so small, we have like such amazing talent. I mean, I was going to ask, what advice, I guess, would you give to those maybe that wish to pursue something or a passion, and you know they feel that maybe they're limited because they're on Guam. I guess, what can you tell them that you know that they can go if they're persistent and go beyond this little island?
That's a great question. I would tell them that God is limitless. God answers prayers. God is faithful, and you can start. I started on Guam, so you can, whatever your dream is, you could pursue it right here on Guam and get your work in here on Guam, and then go for it, and then just keep staying persistent, because you have to stay persistent. Once I'm done with this job, we wait until we get picked up and start again, but then I go on to another project and another project. But you just have to stay persistent. Never give up on your dream. Keep on going, stay persistent, and you can get great work here on Guam. Even if it's not big work, it doesn't have to be big work, it's just doing the work. The part of getting where you want to go is doing the work. And if the work is small, it doesn't pay anything, do the work. If the work pays great money, do the work. If the work pays food at the fiesta, do the work. You know, if it's just your family and you're getting them dressed and they're like, oh, dress me and film this for me and take my picture and do my makeup, do it, because it's your heart. You know, so just really to stay persistent and just keep on going, because it keeps you going. When you really do something that you love, it will keep you going. So I would just say, stay persistent, stay faithful, and just do it. It doesn't matter, just do it. Yes, sometimes you have to do other jobs, you know, while you're in the valley part, while waiting, and that's fine, because then you're skilled. You're skilled in other things, and all those things help you with what you're doing. I worked as a substitute teacher with special needs children, and it was great, and it was wonderful, and that helps me in other things. It helps me deal with people's personalities better, and I deal with a lot of people, you know, and it helps me to have a better caring heart and be more compassionate. And then if I ever want to teach, I have that, you know, so to be skilled is great. All of it helps. So I just say, even Guam is small, Guam is good, as we know, and you can get a job on Guam, whatever it is that you want to do, makeup, film, television, radio, working in the duty-free, the mall, the beach, start a business, best place to start, and then just go for it. But going for it where you are is where you're supposed to be. So, yeah.
And would you say that costume designing runs in the blood? Because I know that your sister is your assistant.
My sister is my assistant, and she loves fashion. So yes, we work well together. And then my older sister started out with me, Elaine McGhee, and she's actually doing nursing. She's coming back to the island. And then my other sister, my second sister, Rosalind McGhee Romeo, she's worked with me as well too. And she does real estate, and she lives in Houston. So we all work together, which I learned from Guam, to keep it all in the family and stuff. So we work together when we have time to work together, but Rosalind lives in a separate place, Elaine's coming back to Guam, so Alita and we work together when we can, raise our families, work, and so I would say it runs in the family. We love clothes and creating and doing that. So me and my sister, Alita McGhee Bailey, who graduated Academy '91, we work together.
what would you say, like, I guess for those that are watching, after they see the story, I'm sure after they see the story in the paper, they see you as someone that is representing the island abroad.
Mm-hmm.
Do you find that like humbling when you're doing your job, and do you feel like you're representing the island?
I am representing the island, and it is humbling, and it's great because a lot of people don't know about Guam, and I let them know where Guam is, and it's awesome and beautiful, and people always ask me where I'm from. They never think I'm from the States, so I love that because it is where I came from. I came in 1968, so I've been here since I'm 4 years old. So what I learned and what I know is from here, and so it grounds you, and it's very humbling to come from a place that's just filled with all the international and beauty and strength of the people. And so I like it. It's very good. I always try to represent Guam with integrity and always do my best.
And so when you leave here in the next couple of days, I guess, what do you continue on? Do you guys resume filming?
Yes, when I leave here, I go back to Chicago where we film Empire, and we have another month of finishing out our episodes, and then when we're done, we wait for our pickup, which we know all of Guam is going to watch. Empire, Fox, January 8th. It's going to be so awesome. The music is great. You could download the music from iTunes. So you're going to love the music, you're going to love the fashion, you're going to love the acting, you're going to love Terrence Howard, you're going to love Taraji, you're going to love all the guest cast. I'm not going to tell you because you have to watch. The story is just filled with, you'll love it. The drama and the music and the fashion and the love and the family and everything. So January 8th, Empire. And so I leave here, go back to Chicago, finish out the show, and then we wait for our pickup, and then I move on to another job. Like I said, persistence, the business, the grind, the good God grind, and I move on to the next job, and then come back to Empire and start up again, second season, being positive. Thank you.